Hello Trinidad and Tobago, my name is Dwayne Romani. I am a prisoner of the state since 2008. I have been allocated to this Eastern Correctional Rehabilitation Center, Pinto Road South, Santa Rosa, Rima, since the 17th of June 2022 by the Commissioner of Prison, Mr. Diopasado Amuta. He claims that I have been making unlawful communications with the police, with the state, without his permission. This is why I've been brought here, to prevent me from getting phones, still accessing phones, because there's corruption in the system. Officers bringing phones in the jail, officers bringing weed in the jail. There is part of the drug trade, there is part of the illicit acts that stemming from jail and in jail. I have joined the state in the fight against crime. I help the state fight crimes being committed in and from jail. It's called the police, it's called the Ministry of National Security if I have to. If I see a threat lurking, that is a threat to any civilian out there, anybody, I step in. They have me under separation because they trying to put this dark cloud over my life. You know, that officers are reporting back to prisoners and carrying information. But the reason why I'm here is because the commissioner don't want me to report the things that I see on the ground. Drug trafficking, the murders, the shots, witness intimidation. I'm against these things. I'm from Parliament, I never involve myself in no crime. I end up in jail because I get in a fight with a man in 2008, pull a knife from me, and he and I end up in a scuffle. He ended up succumbing to his wounds, and this is why I'm in prison right now. I don't do crime, I just a seasoning man, I just singer, songwriter, a clothing designer. As everybody will get to realize soon come, right? But the reason why I'm making this video is to let you know, this ECRC prison is a hellhole. It have nothing going on here. You hear the name of the building, Eastern Correctional Rehabilitation Center. There's not a single rehabilitation program going on here. There's a prisoner's right to see their chaplain. No church services for prisoners. They're restricting men from airing, they're restricting men from any kind of recreational program to make a man a better man. There's lick shine here. Recently they come and they beat up men. They send out they are kind of task force team, mass men with gun. They come and they're beating up prisoners, they're advantaging prisoners of the state. And I'm making this video to get the police involved, to get the Minister of National Security involved, the media involved. Let the public know what's going on. I have a lot of information that I want to pass out earlier. Tell you know what's going on in the system. Cigarettes selling for $100 for one in the jail. You understand? A small weed bag like a matchstick head selling for $50 in the jail. Men, prisoners making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're using the money to buy arms and ammunition and to fuel the criminal activities in fuel out there. This is what's going on. And I'm a patriot. I see myself as a patriot. Even though I'm in prison, I stand against criminal activities. I love my country. I love my people. And once you're doing the right thing, and people trying to interfere with you, I will stand against those persons. Try my best, because what you want me to do? Be in jail and be a criminal, be part of the problem. I'm not part of the problem. So I hear this morning, they have me in this building here, good over a year now. No rehab, all my constitutional rights have been stripped from me. And I'm making this video to let you know, you see how when the government closed, I was a convicted prisoner. No school, no church, no rehabilitation, no kind of recreation. Suppressing my life because they're trying to kill me in jail, right? Because they find that I causing officers to get locked up, or I interfere with the drug business. So I'm making this video, right? I write out some things here that I wanted to know, right? This is a disclosure of the valid complaints being brought against Mr. Diopasado Amuta, the Acting Commissioner of Prisons, Prison Programs Executive, and the administrative staff at ECRC Prison. This is the explanation of their deliberate and malicious breaches of my constitutional and human rights as a convicted inmate. And I seek compensation and strict disciplinary action against all culpable parties. 1. Without a legitimate or actual charge being preferred against me, I am being maliciously and unfairly kept isolated on an established COVID-19 quarantine station and division at the said ECRC prison excessively over the regulated period. All other prison inmates are kept, being 14 days, at an undue health jeopardizing exposure. This is cause for mental distress and trauma, and a brazen threat to my life as a complainant. 2. Being unfairly and maliciously refused the right to access all state-provided prisoner rehabilitation programs at the said prison, which is something that the state encourages prisoner rehabilitation, and which the courts of justice use as a gauge of assessment in consideration of a prisoner's pre-release. This action by the accused agents of the state is grossly unfair to any detained person and a brazen interference to the court assessment of a prisoner. This is hindrance of requisite prisoner rehabilitation and provision of justice. My equal opportunity has been denied. 3. Being unfairly and maliciously kept in a strict solitary confinement without warrant at the debated prison, at a mental strain and pressuring into depression. Severe trauma caused by this abuse of authority. The Oxford Dictionary states that solitary confinement is the isolating of a prisoner in a separate cell as a form of punishment. Psychiatric evaluation was done on me on January the 18th this year at MSP by senior Dr. Dominic Nocolo, and recommendations in respect to my recreation was made, which has been ignored by the prison up to this time. 4. No form of mental strain alleviation provided for me specifically and maliciously at the debated prison during my extensive time here. No television, no radio, no library books, no newspapers, no board games, no nothing. 5. Being blatantly and spitefully refused a regulated diet for all inmates in amount and weight. No fruits. Imagine no fruits provided in this building since I come here last year. Right? The dietitian's regulated guidelines for prisoners' diet are being stubbornly ignored by the accused parties. 6. Being spitefully denied access to all religious programs for inmates, as is my right to access a chaplain, and at a gross violation of my religious rights as a detained believer in the Christian doctrine. My not being allowed to fellowship with common believers as is usual in the Christian faith, and which frequently occur in the state's prison. This is sacrilegious treatment. 7. Maliciously not being allowed to write letters to the state, my family, or anyone